All right.
There, live here.
We got double live going on. The microphone is working. Cats are jumping around the house. It sounds like it's the start of the Naked and Famous Denim weekly live stream. It is Naked and Famous Denim Day here, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. My name is Bezad.
I'm Risa.
And we are here from Naked and Famous Denim, streaming live from Yokohama, Japan. Hope everybody's having a nice evening or day wherever you are in the world. I would imagine many of you are tuning in from Canada, the United States, Europe. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
That's all that you could name?
Yeah, that's all I can only name those three places. Canada, United States, and Europe. That's all I know.
All right.
Okay. I'm sure there's more wonderful places in the world. Let me know where you are from, and maybe I'll learn a few more places today. We are simul streaming here on YouTube and on Instagram Live. If you're watching from Instagram, like our good friends at Revolver Men's from Bend, Oregon, thanks for tuning in. We're going to be streaming on Instagram for a little while, and then the entire stream will be on YouTube. So if you're watching on Instagram, head over to YouTube now, and then you won't have to switch later. But it's good to have you here for the moment. All right, everybody, let's see where people are tuning in from. We've got the more happy Friday Denim Heads coming to you live from the DC area, the DMV. And we've got Leonardo Roca. Hello from SoCal. We've got a lot of familiar faces in the chat. We've got Christian in here checking in from New York City. I heard of that place. Good place. Angelo, hello from Brooklyn. Hello, hello. Melody Murray from Tucson. Well, Tucson. I'm assuming Arizona. I do know, but that's America. I do know.
Yeah, you covered that.
Yeah, I cover that place. Infinity Glove, is Bend where the last Blockbuster is? There is a last Blockbuster, and I believe it is in Bend, Oregon. There's one last Blockbuster video.
Oregon,
yeah, they have an Instagram account that I follow, but I would like to visit there. The second to last one used to be in Alaska. It might have been Anchorage because that's the only place I know in Alaska.
Juneau?
There's Juneau, Alaska. Now I know two places. If you're checking in from Alaska, let us know where you're tuning in from. And I hope you're staying warm. Max, hello from Denver, Colorado. We've got Overkill Genius over here in Instagram. How can we collab? Genius times Naked Famous. We're already collabing. We're doing a collab right now. So thanks for tuning in to the live stream. And he's tuning in from New Orleans. Fantastic. All right. It is indeed Bend, Oregon. I have been there before.
Nice.
That's the last Blockbuster on the planet. I would love, anyways, like I said, I would love to visit there.
Yeah, you might not have that much time. I don't know.
Why not?
Because they might close.
No, they're never closing. They're not a corporate store.
No, yeah, but that means that much more unreliable.
I think they're an attraction now.
Right.
It's more than just a video store. Yeah.
Let's hope.
They'll never close. Everybody go and support the good people at Blockbuster Video. Let's keep that alive. At least one. And you know what I would love for them to do? This is very off topic, but to do a World Video Game Championships like they did in 1992 and in 1993.
Just two?
They did it 2 years in a row. The Blockbuster World Video Game Championships. I participated.
Would you participate if they did it?
I would fly to Bend. I would go. I would dominate NBA Jam like I did back in '92.
Did you?
I didn't dominate. I choked. I practiced very, very hard at home. And if you guys were part of the Blockbuster World Video Game Championship, tell me what your experience was. I remember it was the year I participated. It was NBA Jam, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Tournament Fighters, and forget. I feel like there was one more game we had to play. But I remember playing at home. The year after that, it was for Donkey Kong Country. There was a competition cartridge, which is very rare, that they made specifically for that Blockbuster event. If you have it, it's worth a lot of money. But I would practice a lot of NBA Jam at home because I knew what they told you what games you had to practice, and I was just mega high scoring. And when I got there, I decided to change my team for some stupid reason. Like, no, I think I'll do better with a different team. I didn't stick to the game plan. I didn't score as high as I wanted to. I saw when they posted up like the final scores for that location that my average at home, would have beat all of those. Anyways, stick to the plan, everybody. Stick to the plan. Okay. Gary Rainey Jr. asks, is there any update on the status of the next MIJ release? Risa, what do you got?
It's as far as I'm aware, it's on track to arrive in Montreal in maybe early November.
Okay.
Or something like that.
So
yeah.
not that long from now, early November, it'll hit our warehouse. So that means probably by the end of November, early December, we'll have it out at retail. So basically, especially when, because we're shipping this by sea, so sometimes, there's delays, you never know. And then we also wait to distribute our products to our retail partners before we do a release. So it takes us a couple weeks to get those picked, packed, shipped. There's a lot of moving parts in that realm. So expect late November, early December for the next MIJ.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see if we can take a question from the Instagram. We got Stacy Sky Blue. Is there an update on the Elephant 11 release? As far as updates are concerned, we're looking at late October release for that guy. There will be 2 batches of the Elephant 11 release. We had to do just the nature of the way the fabric was being delivered to us. It was coming in 2 batches, so it will be released in 2 batches. If you missed the first batch, you can get in on the second batch. The same thing is happening with the Kasuri Japan Heritage. We're trying to push that up early, trying to get it out in October. I don't have an exact date yet, but we're trying to get it out in October. And to do that, we had to kind of split up the production a little bit. So there might be a dual release for that one. So if you'll get it, you'll have a chance to get it when it first comes out, and then we'll have a secondary restock, and then that'll be it. So if you miss out on those, which I don't think, anyways, I think you guys, if you're in the audience here, you're probably going to get in on it. Yeah. Anyways, don't miss it. And I will keep you posted as I get more firm release details. So stick around for keep tuning in every week for more updates. Okay, BD writes, happy BTS release day, Broken Twill Selvedge, not the Korean boy band. The video you both made was really great. It was full of so much great info on the left-hand twill and Broken Twill Selvedge. I think this was a pretty informative video, right?
It's not often that we have so much like info packed in one video.
It was a product video, but it was jam packed with denim knowledge, right? Those macro, I know it was a little shaky, but shooting macro videos is a little hard. But Garrett at Tata Yoko was able to get us some macro video of the broken twill and the left-hand twill, so you could actually there's one thing to look at it up close, but then to see the actual construction of it in macro form. So I thought that was pretty neat. I like macro photography.
Anyways. It's the world that we can't see with our eyes.
That's it. So if you haven't watched that video yet, do it after this video.
Yeah.
Do it after you watch the live stream. Check out the Broken Twill Selvedge video that we just put out a couple days ago. And as BD mentioned, we did release the Offshoot Broken Twill Selvedge today. That's available now. You can find it on Tati and Yoko, Naked Famous Denim NYC. We've got a blog post. In the blog post, full retailer availability there. So you go and support your local guy. And a full breakdown of all the fits that everybody has. So you know where to find what fit. And also, that's just a good pro tip in general. I get a lot of DMs, but perhaps if you're still DMing me about this, maybe you don't watch the videos that much. But you should. And I'm talking to people who don't exist right now. But with every release, we put out a blog post, and it does have that retailer availability list. If you're looking for something, especially if it's out of season, check that list. Because there's a lot of retailers that we partner with. They don't have the same, internet reach as some of the other customers that we have, right? So sometimes they might have a little nugget hidden away somewhere. They might have a last size of something. So check out their websites or give them a call. Sometimes they don't even have websites. Like some of our customers, they just have like a Facebook page or an Instagram account. They're not so technically savvy when it comes to, the online world, but they're very good at servicing their local community, but that doesn't mean they can't help you out if you're looking for something that is maybe a little harder to find at that point. So definitely check out the blog posts if you're looking for something that's a little bit older. Very, very, very useful. Sometimes people message me and like I basically just go through that list and try to find it myself, but don't give me your homework. I don't mind, but sometimes it's like just try yourself. Try doing it yourself before coming to me. All right. Okay, we got a lot of people in the Instagram world. Welcome. And if you're tuning in on Instagram, just know that the live stream here is only going to last a little bit longer than everything heads over to the YouTube. So you definitely want to tune in over there and join us for the chat in YouTube land. Okay, let's hit the questions again. Matthew Bradwell, when will the first True Guy release be? When will it be? Don't know yet. I just don't know yet. I'm struggling here to get a sample. To be fair, our factory and everything's very, very busy, and we're trying to keep up with production. And to make a sample, like you have to take certain people off the line, take certain machines off the line, and make a sample. And then, anyways, it just messes up with the flow. And so, anyways, taking too long for me. But they will eventually be here.
It's also that like we're very particular. We don't want to mess it up, but we want the perfect fit. So we need to like keep
multiple samples.
Keep getting it made and get it to the closest that we want it to be.
Right. So if there's a little problem, like last time there was a little problem with the sample, like it fit good, but there were some things we wanted changed. Then you have a discussion, make all the changes. Anyways, taking a little longer than anticipated. Hopefully it'll be out soon. NV 2800, good question, because I've actually been asked this question a bunch of times this week, and I find it to be odd why someone would ask. Why don't you disclose the denim mills you work with? Because there's, for a lot of reasons. I mean, you're basically asking for a recipe. You don't walk into a restaurant and say, hey, can I have your cookbook? Right? It's just, it's there's certain information that is just not, it's our trade secret. It is what keeps our fabrics, unique to us. I had a weird one this week where somebody was like, hey, can you tell me where you get this fabric? And, I'm starting, I have a brand or whatever. And, if it is successful, maybe I'll do some collaboration with you guys. And I'm like, what? So you want me to tell you where I get my stuff, right? Yeah. And then when you're successful, if you're successful, you'll do a collaboration with me as like I'm like, this is so bizarre. Like, we work with, if you want to know generalities, we work with all the mills. Mm-hmm. We work with mills that you've heard of. We work with mills that you've never heard of. And we're going to keep it that way. When we go to our production meetings, it is very often that they'll talk to us about, hey, so-and-so is here, and they were asking about this. And so-and-so is here, and they're asking about that. And sometimes it's like, random people. Sometimes it's big, giant fashion brands. And I don't want to make things easy for anybody. There are companies that do it. They do it because, they like to do it. They want to be, open about that. That's fine. I've seen companies do it in the sense that, hey, we use this mill's denim, but
as if that gives them credibility,
right,
in a certain way.
Right. And it's like, a mass market retailer or whatever. And yeah, they're using this name to be like, we're using the best mill in the world. And it's true. You're using one of the best mills in the world, but what I use and what you use are very different, right? If you guys have ever watched that documentary called Jiro, it's like about a sushi restaurant here in Japan. And there's one point in the film where the guy is delivering the rice, right? It's the guy who supplies his rice. and he says, there's a lot of like fancy hotels and high end, restaurants asking me for my rice, but it doesn't matter. Like they can't use this rice because they don't know how to cook this rice. Only you know how to use this rice, and it's kind of the same thing where it's like I know how to use that mill in a way that's going to produce a very, very intriguing fabric, whereas they're not. They're literally not looking for that.
Well, each mill has strengths,
Yeah.
and we have like worked long enough to figure out what those strengths are and where like all these come together.
Yeah.
And that took work
Yeah.
and time and effort, and I don't. It's also like, I mean, it doesn't matter. Like,
Well,
it doesn't matter like which mill that specific denim come from. Like, it
Yeah, I
shouldn't
mean,
give
to-
you a sense of, oh, because this denim came from this mill, this should be better than that. Like,
right. I guess to that degree, I mean, in your guys' world, in the customer world, like I don't think that saying one mill's name or another mill's name has any more cachet than the next.
That's
Because
what I mean.
yeah, like you wouldn't know, and yeah, I guess just saying it there is a certain level of cachet to it, right? For some people, but I think it kind of goes back to what I was talking about last week with, sometimes when you have a little bit of information, you feel like it might overly complicate
Yeah.
things where, if you were to say, oh, this fabric comes from this mill and somebody's going to have an opinion on it, it's like, how could you possibly have an opinion on it?
Yeah.
Like you have no idea how many fabrics these companies make. Like literally thousands of denim fabrics. If you go into their showroom or like at a textile trade show, they've got thousands of fabrics. They have fabrics for everything, right? From what they're going to sell to the mass market retailer to what they're going to sell to us and beyond. So there's fabrics that we've encountered that are so expensive that literally they're never ever going to be made. Like they made a roll, they made a little bit of it. Here's what we could potentially do one day. Like we definitely talked about it a long time ago, but we made the real gold Selvedge, which had the 18 karat gold yarn Selvedge ID, right? We were meeting with a mill that literally made platinum weft Selvedge with platinum yarn, and I think we have a little cutting of it. And I definitely talked to Brandon about like, hey, we should. What are we gonna do? Like we had the price, and like literally, I keep saying literally.
The price is
oh right,
fluid.
Right, the price
because
is the market price.
Yeah.
But this was maybe 2 years ago, and we're looking at over $10,000 for these jeans. Like if we were to make it, it would be over 10 G's. Like nobody's made it, and you'd have to be some kind of crazy rich person, like insanely rich, to want this. And how many? I don't know if you guys have a rich uncle and they want platinum jeans. Tell me, give me a call. We'll figure it out. But yeah, like the value proposition of the names don't mean a whole lot to your end, and if it started becoming a discussion, it's just going to be a discussion of people who literally don't know what they're comparing. So, anyways, we don't like sharing that name because I don't want to invite people to like, hey, you made that fabric for them. Well, can you do literally the same thing for us? And I'm not going to invite my competition to have my information.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like anything else. You just wouldn't expect KFC to give away their secret spice recipe. You wouldn't go to a barbecue place and say, hey, can I have all of your methods and methodology? Oh, what do you do for a living? Oh, I'm gonna open up a barbecue place next door, actually. Just no sense. So
well, I think it's just there are people like that, and there are people who are generally interested. Not that they're gonna start making the fabric, but again, it's just like that information isn't it, it might give you an idea of what you think might be going on, but it
Right.
doesn't give you
Yeah,
a
yeah.
whole picture.
No.
And that's just not a good way to, like if we put that information out there, it's not going to communicate to you in a
Yeah.
way that it means.
That's true. It really doesn't. Like you wouldn't know the difference between one mill's fabric and another mill's fabric. You just even I wouldn't know. Like there's no like I cannot tell offhand who made what.
Yeah.
It is impossible. I mean, what you can tell from a fabric from looking at it is, I guess on the scale of complexity, right? How, nice or complex or whatever this fabric is. Sure, I can tell that. You guys can tell that. But like each mill can make, certain mills can do heavyweight, certain mills can do slub a little bit better, but like you'd be surprised that like, the maybe bespoke mill that you guys don't even know about makes a very, very crazy slubby denim, but so does the big guy who also makes for, the Gap, right? Like it is not like a matter of, oh, they're so big that they can't do this, or that they're so small that they can only do this. Sometimes they can both be very good at doing very, very similar things, and it is certainly not an indication of
anything.
yeah, of
really.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the most in depth we talked about that. But yeah, most of it boils down to I'm just not giving away trade secrets. Chris Knoll writes, Clout Chasers, we put the best denim into our SET jeans. In the end, it damages the mill's reputation to get another word out. To get turned out. Yeah. I don't know. We put the best denim into our SE. I mean, if you put the best denim into your crappy jeans, they wouldn't be crappy jeans anymore. If you took.
I mean, you could probably make crappy jeans
Maybe
out
the
of
fit
a
was
great
terrible.
fabric. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a matter of like tarnishing reputations or anything like that either. I mean, big fast fashion companies put these mills' names on their jeans all the time.
Right.
It's normal. Like,
And to that, to their like strategy, I don't think it's a bad strategy. Like these are like lower priced like products where like they're getting that like, hey, but our stuff is good stuff.
Yeah.
Like
right. In that respect, it's also fine. Like they're not putting out crappy jeans either. They're
Right.
saying in this price point, we're
working
not
with
using the
one of
crappiest. Right. We're using with
Yeah.
one of the best mills that can produce a good fabric at a price point that we can
and that
put out.
makes sense.
Right?
But for us, it's like it's all coming from Japanese mills, and we're very open with the idea that like we pursued our aim is to produce high quality things. I don't think there's any question about that.
But
so
yeah,
it's not going to give us any extra.
Yeah. Some people might equate that the fast fashion retailer putting that mill's name on a pair of jeans means that they're the same quality as what we're doing in our realm.
Yeah, I mean that's only one
right.
portion.
Some people, I think as a company, those I think some of their strategy is to do that as well, right? But I think if you really know denim, then you're going to know that there's even within one mill, even within Selvedge, not all Selvedge is equivalent, right? So yeah, I guess that's it. Like they're trying to create an equivalence. They're also just trying to say, hey, we're putting out an incredible value at an incredible price. We're not just looking for the cheapest possible fabric to put out some cheap jeans, because they certainly could do that. And some of the, some fast fashion retailers, some big mega retailers are better than others when it comes to putting out a very, very low price product. There's one that always bothers me, one fast fashion retailer that always bothers me, because they always have the commercial for like, $14.99, $19.99 jeans. The commercial with the celebrities in it. And, it's a full production. And I'm like, I couldn't cut the jeans for that price. You know what I mean? I can't get the fabric cut for the price that you're selling the jean, the completed package for. And you just have to wonder, how cheap is that fabric? How cheap is everything in order to make, and there's profit in there.
A
A lot of profit in there, probably. How cheap? Who is paying for that jean that as a result of the fact that you're not paying for that jean? Like the jean that you're buying there is less than the tax you would pay on the jeans that we would sell. Just crazy. Just crazy. It is insane. Look, I understand the need for inexpensive products. Not everybody is going to be able to afford, the best and this and that. Understood. But there are serious questions when you would, in fact, like if somebody were to sell you a steak at a very, very low price,
it's very questionable.
Right, you would question that steak. Like you would very seriously be like, I'm not gonna eat that. Right? There's something wrong with that price. I know what that should cost, generally speaking, right? Unless somebody is, very generous, right? There's something, but when it comes to clothing, we certainly don't question that in the same degree.
And to be fair, it's like, it's different.
To be fair, food at that price might kill you.
Yeah. Like food, like if it's meat, like it looks like meat, you don't know that. I mean, they can legally, have laws against it saying something is one thing when it's actually not. But it's just with the clothing, I think it's a little bit different. But you do have to think about how much it takes for you to like even make something simple. Like that just takes a long time, So you have to think about how somebody is making. There is no robot that makes, that takes the fabric in and then spits out jeans. There is nothing like that. There's people sewing.
Even in
together.
The parts that are like automated or semi-automated, there's still a human being who has to operate that machine. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Making food products or like cars and electronics, like things like that, or medicine, even those things, like a lot of the things are now made on a conveyor belt and like just automated. Clothing is very different in that way.
It's very not made that way.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, anyways, that's a mini rant BD mentioned here, mini rant on the yeah, a little bit on just the fast fashion, what you're paying for kind of mentality, but it also goes the other way. I mean, just because you pay more does not mean you're getting more. There are certainly a law of diminishing returns there. You're paying, it always is comical to me when, in our realm of like better made men's and ladies fashion, there is a like there's kind of a price point that we're all kind of within. Generally speaking, we're operating, and it's not cheap, but it's also just not like designer price points. And then when you get into designer land, it's like it makes me like, it hurts me so much. We saw a Brandon sent us an email the other day. Some designer brand had it looks like they had made a similar fabric to the Lord of Nep. Very similar, not identical, but similar. But the denim jacket was like $1,800. I'm like, I don't think our Lord of Nep wasn't like, it was expensive, but it wasn't $1,800 US expensive. And it's just like, with that, we took, that's like the most expensive route we could have done for every possible, scenario to make that jean, right? It wasn't a cheap jean to make. It wasn't a cheap fabric to produce. Nothing was cheap about that, right? And we were just like, look, we know what the expectation of this is. We know it's going to be pricey, but we're putting it out there because it's we think it's fantastic. But then you see the other hand of it, where it's like, okay, well, I know what that costs. Generally speaking,
I also don't think
I just cannot see. I mean, I understand where they're building the value in, and it's like, the ads and all that stuff, but it's like, I couldn't fathom being like, oh, it cost, like, let's just put like an 800% markup on this, and then just be like, I couldn't operate life that way, right?
And I also wonder, like, how like in our company, like we price everything out, and we basically have the same margin for almost everything, right? Like there's a formula
Yeah.
where we know that we can operate at this, if we build in this much margin,
Yeah.
we can operate our business.
Yeah.
And I wonder if those like crazy, high end fashion have that same thing, because sometimes it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to make something very, very, very simple like a t-shirt and have like $800 price point.
Oh yeah.
And then make a jean that it's $1,200, and sometimes I'm just like, I don't know if that makes.
Well, right. They definitely have a different multiplier for different products. So sometimes you'll see like the keychain, and the keychain's $500, and it's like go on Instagram and find any leathercraft person, and they will make you the finest keychain you've ever seen in your life, and it'll be just so reasonably priced in comparison to that. And yeah, the answer to that is they are absolutely ripping people off on their quote unquote low price point options, because those definitely have the highest margin. Because to get the $800 white tee with the logo on it, they know they're gonna sell that like gangbusters. That is an easy sell every day. We're gonna sell dozens of those. Might as well make crazy money on that. Whereas like when you have the purse that costs as much as the car, or a used car, depends. But yeah, like they probably do sell those every day, but the margin on that, you know what? The margin on that is probably just like, if it costs as much as the car, the margin's got to be there. So,
but
I don't
still,
even
like,
know.
like sometimes you do see that, like, like you're comparing like literally the same brand, same season, and then it's like, wait, it doesn't make any sense that t-shirt is this much, and then like something way more complicated, like a jacket is,
Yeah, it's bizarre. I just could not fathom being like, oh, let's just rip off our customers. But in the defense of these brands, their customers are begging to be ripped off.
But also
they are literally lining up to be ripped off. So,
and they have costs of running a business the way that they do run. Like they're spending so much money on marketing, advertising, like giving away free stuff to celebrities, and all of those things are built in. So
so you're paying for it, and full. Anyways, do what you want with your money. I just won't do that to you guys. All right, question here. I have a question of Naked Famous Denim. Well, you came to the right place, sir. I saw a Naked Famous Denim no fade on the internet, but yesterday I visited the store and the staff said they don't have them. Is there any no fade raw denim in Naked Famous? We don't have. That was the Forever Blue.
It was a seasonal product, so like once we sold out, we're sold out. But I think we did see like the need for that kind of product in like there is enough people who want that kind of stuff. So
yeah, it might come back again.
Bring it back.
But if you want something, so even within the no fade, it wasn't necessarily no fade. It was fade resistant. So it was harder to fade. If you want a dark denim that will stay dark, there's a couple things that you can just do naturally. And I would say that one of our maybe there's one way to call it a slower fader, or one that's another way to say it takes a little bit longer to fade. Depends on how you want to market that. But our basic indigo Selvedge. So there's a model called just the weird guy, super guy, whatever, indigo Selvedge. Opening price point I think is like $145 or something like that, $143. That is a slower fading denim, dark indigo, classic blue. Get a pair of those. If you don't wear them hard, you're just gonna wear them, sparingly. Keep them out of the wash. They will stay nice and dark. Even if you put them in the wash, you're just gonna kind of get that classic washed blue look. Or get two pairs, rotate them. Wash inside out. There are lots of ways to keep your dark indigo denim dark. And you don't necessarily have to go and find a jean that is designed in that way, like we did with the Forever Blue, because technically they can fade, right? Technically, they're only fade resistant. Everything fades over time. There's nothing that is never going to not fade. So, if you're looking for something that is going to keep a dark tone, an easier way is to maybe rotate your jeans, buy a jean that is a little bit slower on the fading scale, like the Indigo Selvedge, and don't wear them so hard. Wearing them hard is really the number one reason your jeans are going to fade. Wearing them hard and washing them often. So reduce that, and you'll keep your dark indigo jeans dark. Okay. BD writes, your patch upgrades are different prices, and you were clear and explained about those. It's great to know about them. It's great to know about them all. Have you seen a lot of sales interest in them? Yes, we have. So for those people who don't already know, we have a customize your jeans service. So you can pick from like 20-something different leather patches, a couple different designs. And if you don't like the leather patch that is on the jeans as they come, you can change it to whatever you like. Or if you would just rather prefer a different leather patch on your jeans, you can do that too. Sorry, I'm just gonna adjust the blinds here.
It's a customization thing too. Like if you get a different patch, then you basically have a rarer version of that jeans.
It's a one-off. It gets put on at the factory, so it's factory quality when it comes out. So you get to have your own one of one in that respect.
Some other
I guess somebody else could possibly do it too, but a one of few. And yeah, we've been seeing a fair amount of interest in it. I mean, we get a couple orders a day for that service. I mean, it's not for everybody, and certainly I think we make good leather patch choices when we put it on the jeans. So some people might just be like, hey, I like it the way it is. But we're raw denim. A lot of raw denim is that personalization, that customization, wear, repair, like all that stuff adds to making your jeans so much more your own. And we thought that this would be a nice way to do that as well. I'd like to go further. I want to. Brennan's gonna kill me, but I want to I can't take off the rivets, but I can certainly take off the top button. And we started offering different. But I mean, if it's silver hardware, do you really want to change the top button that much? I don't know. We have still some of those 24 karat gold plated buttons in stock. So maybe we'll offer those if you really want if you want to change the top button.
Always save it for some other product.
Right.
We'll see.
Okay. I'm just trying to see. There was somebody wrote here. Oh man, I'm gonna say your name wrong. Zolkernan. Hope I said that correctly. Hi, Bezat and Risa. Hello. Still new to the world of raw denim. Was wondering if I should size up or go true to size for a pair of Samforized jeans. I prefer a roomier fit. Would they shrink? Thank you. Good question. Very, very. I would say that's a pretty common question for people in the getting into the raw denim sphere. The first thing I will tell you is this idea of size up, size down. Delete it. Delete it from your memory. Hit the delete button. Empty the recycle bin. Never, ever, ever, ever follow any kind of advice about size up, size down. It is the worst. It is the worst. Bit of information that still kind of goes around the raw denim world. It is just plain wrong. And the reason why it's wrong because what are you sizing up or sizing down from? Like there's no baseline for that. So what you want to do, and this is going to guarantee that you get the right fit practically every time. Guarantee you get the right fit practically every time. Sure, that makes sense. Take a pair of jeans that you own, and if they fit you well, it's better. If they, sometimes you have jeans that don't fit you well, which is why you want to buy new jeans. But take a pair of jeans that you own and go on our website. We have a measurement guide. We have a little video. It shows you how we do all of our measurements. There's also some diagrams there too. Measure your jeans precisely the way that we measure our jeans, and then take those measurements and compare it to the measurement guide, right? A lot of times people will say to me, they'll message me on Instagram and they'll say, hey, I wear size 32. Should I size up or size down? But I'm like, I don't care about your size 32. your size 32 doesn't mean anything to anybody. It's just literally a number on a tag. What you need to have are the measurements. That size 32 jean that you have might actually measure out 33, 34, sometimes 35, depends on the brand. Every brand has a different measurement to their tag sizing ratio. So there's no way to compare apples to apples. Oh, I wear a 32 in, this brand. Yeah, but that brand makes 10,000 models of jeans a year, and I can guarantee you each one of those 32 is going to fit a little bit differently. So when you have the actual measurements of the jeans, then you can compare apples to apples. So take a pair of jeans that you own, measure them, follow our measurement guide, and then pick your sizing based on that. So your tag size 32 jeans, if they measure a 33 and a half, find the jeans on our website that has a measurement size of the waist closest to 33 and a half.
Closest but not under, I would say, because I think some of the point of your question was that, like, would it shrink even if it's sanforized? And the answer is yes. Like, it's not. No cotton jeans are like shrink resistant.
Yeah,
100%.
No cotton products are shrink resistant.
Yeah.
Even your shirts, they're all everything's gonna shrink in the wash.
So and the sad fact is that, like, if you can, you might be able to fit in the jeans that you own now, but like if it's smaller than that, maybe it wouldn't fit. Or like if the fabric has stretch in that, you definitely need more room. And it is a good idea, especially if you prefer a roomier fit, like you said, that you don't want to go under the number that you take from your current jeans that you're measuring.
Yeah. Presuming that the current jeans that you're measuring fit you well, like if they measure 33 and a half and they're big on you, then you have to just, adjust your expectation. So if they're about an inch big on you, then find the jean that has a 32 and a half inch measurement. So, use the jean that you own as a gauge in order to determine the best size for you. I know that this is complex. It's a complex answer. It's not particularly complex in practice. It's just there's a lot of things to keep in mind. Which is why I think the size up, size down, advice is so out there, because it's just size down. Just raw jeans, size down. Risa has mentioned it. The number one reason why people exchange jeans on our website, because they're too small.
By far. Not even just by a little bit, by far. And it's, this is the most logical way to, like what we're saying with the measurement guide and stuff like that. This is the most logical way to figure out how certain size fits you over the internet. Yeah. And this is just from our experience. It's better than measuring your own body, because that is just, there's so much that can go wrong with that. Yeah. Take a jean. Take a pants.
Yeah, take a pants. And so Vance Edwards writes, measure your waist. If it's a 36 inches, you want roomier. You want a roomier fit, look for 37. Let me tell you why measuring your body is actually not great advice. Mm-hmm. Because show of hands, maybe I'm not going to see your hands because it's the internet. Where is your waist? Right? Your waist is different depending on where you think your waist is. Is your waist underneath your ribs? Is your waist your hips? Is it somewhere in between? Your waist, depending on who you are, how your body shape is, where you consider your waist to be, is going to be vastly different. So that's why it's not always a great idea. In fact, it's why I never recommend measuring your body, because your waist, where you think your waist might be different from where your jeans sit on you, right? So, or how you wear your jeans on your body.
Right. And then you do have to pay attention to, like, the rise and stuff like that for that reason on the measurement guide as well. But I mean, I think especially if you're a man looking for men's jeans, it's generally where your waist is not that different from each jeans. So you're not gonna be buying like super high waisted jeans that are like, you're not comparing super high waisted jeans to like a mid rise jeans, at least you shouldn't.
Yeah,
that's something
Right.
that you have to consider, but it's not
Yeah.
that much of a difference, I think. In
Look,
the waist.
if you do your body, sometimes it could work out for you, right? It could. You might nail it. But I would always recommend, over anything else, measuring the jeans that you own. Presuming you own jeans, you may not own jeans, then measure trousers. If your house was burnt up and everything was lost, okay, I understand. Yeah.
Borrow somebody's
yeah,
pants.
borrow some pants. But you know that anyways, that would be my number one pro tip for
and
getting
if you
the right size.
haven't seen it, please watch our measurement video or measurement guide. There's an article with pictures, because how you measure your jeans might be different from how we measure our jeans.
Right. Okay. Right, W5 writes, why do people never size up instead of down? I think there's two reasons for that. One reason is, for the most longest time, that's English. Everybody on the Raw Denim forums, their advice was always size down, wear it tight, it's gonna stretch. And I can guarantee you shouldn't size down, because that's bad advice. They're not going to stretch the way you think they're going to stretch, and they're going to be tight, and then you're not going to wear your jeans.
Yeah.
It's just, some people want to wear tight jeans. That's fine. I've no problem with that. But most people want their jeans, or rather their expectation was that those tight jeans would then magically become, comfortable and all that stuff. It's just not going to happen. Unless they're, at the very least, you can put them on comfortably to start. They're not going to become more comfortable. Right? Jeans become more comfortable over time because they stretch that just a little bit of amount for breathing room and movability. But when they're really, really tight, they're really only stretching out to, like, I could put them on, right? I'm like, yeah, you could put on a lot of clothes, but doesn't mean they fit you right. So just be careful with that, and I think the other part of not sizing up is we've all been told, again, and I think this kind of comes from some of the online forums and things like that things need to be fitted, right? There's this idea that, like, fitted things are fashionable, and they can be, don't get me wrong, right? You definitely don't want a suit that's, like, overly baggy and things like that, but
and also I think there was, like, I always think of this, like, commercial where, like, a woman like struggles, like, it just, like, like, I don't know what commercial it is, but there's like probably not just
it's
one.
It's just a trope, yeah.
Yeah, like, struggle to get, like, the jeans on, like, that's what, like.
Oh, right, like, you're being, like, there's a mentality that you need to struggle to get these on, and that's
to have the best
right.
fit, and it's really not the case.
I think a lot of that struggle came from the 70s, and when there wasn't a lot of stretch in jeans, and you just, especially if you wanted really fitted jeans for ladies, I mean, you probably had to struggle to get them on, but you don't have to do that anymore.
If you struggle to get into a jean, it's not gonna look good. It's not gonna magically look good like that lady did in a commercial. It's gonna look like it's too tight on you. It's like the Kramer thing.
All right, I'm gonna do one thing. Instagram people checking in, thanks so much for joining the live stream here on Instagram. But you want to head over to our YouTube channel right now. Do it now, because we're going to end the live stream on Instagram and continue the entire rest of the live stream.
I just wanted to address one question on Instagram. I'm not even sure if that was a while ago. Okay. But somebody was asking if New York store do all position require sewing experience.
Oh, right.
And we can train you for that. Like, everybody in New York store needs to learn how to hem jeans, but it's not a prerequisite.
Okay, I'm gonna see you later on Instagram. We're gonna continue the live stream on YouTube. All right, I'm gonna end the video there. But what Risa was talking about was we just put up a post on our IG stories that we're looking for staff for the New York store location. So if you are based in New York or want to be based in New York, it can be there relatively soon. We are hiring. We're looking for mostly full-timers. So if you want to join the Naked Famous Denim team, you have an opportunity right now. And yeah, when it comes to hemming and sewing, yeah, you definitely don't need to have. You don't need to come in with that experience. I don't think any of our guys. No, one of our guys when we first started knew how to do it. But we train you, and you'll be able to be hemming jeans like that, no problem. So yeah, just send an email to nyc@nakedandfamousdenim.com, info@nakedandfamousdenim.com, or just come into the store with your resume, and we'll if there's time, they'll interview you on the spot. If not, we'll arrange a time. So yeah, hopefully we've basically hired all of our staff. Always has come from the community. We really basically only hire from the Naked Famous Denim community. So if you want to join, now's a great time. Cool. I saw a question here. I forget which question it was, and now I might forget it. There's people sizing up. JJ Jones wrote something about type 2s and type 3s. JJ Jones, he doesn't think people will buy type 2. And then writes, every man and his dog makes a type 3. I don't know about the dogs. We do. Yeah, no. Does everybody's dog make a type 3? Everybody makes a type 3, but not every dog. So
makes it?
I'm just being glib. Yeah, the reason why we focus on type 3 style jackets, and practically everybody else does, is generally speaking, that is the silhouette that most people are comfortable with, right? And so it's, even in our world, we sell a lot of jeans. The ratio of like denim jacket to jean sales is, we sell way more jeans to denim jackets. So even then, denim jackets are a little bit more niche. So when we make a product, we want to make a product that is going to be, the most welcome, something that's going to sell well. But that said, last week I did announce that we are looking into making a type 2 style, like 2-pocket jacket. It's going to be classic. It's going to go to the waist. It's going to be short. It's going to have 2 pockets on the front. There was some recommendations in the comment section of last week's video about putting in like the we have the stealth pockets on our denim jackets for made in Canada stuff. I don't know if we can do that. We can look into it. I don't know how much more it's going to add to the cost, but it's not going to be a cheap jacket. This will be a very expensive jacket. But I think it's going to appeal to those people who want this heritage style. It's going to be, I think maybe what we'll do is we'll have that, maybe for now, we'll see, made in our Made in Japan line, and have the Made in Japan line a little bit more, I would say, focused on, that area of the denim world, that group, people who want, the classic details, the heritage stuff, a little bit more heritage driven, and then Naked and Famous Denim might be a little bit more modern.
I do like the idea of doing it in MIJ, because it is different from what we do with the Made in Canada stuff. The stealth pocket, I don't think it can happen with type 2. Just it needs a seam, and the seam for type 2 would be on the side, and that's too far back for you to put.
That's true. Like you definitely have to add something. Right, like on our denim
and then
jacket,
we wouldn't be type 2.
Yeah, then. Right. On our denim jacket, the Naked Famous Denim Made in Canada jacket, like we had to add a panel. Like if you see the older ones, they don't. There's actually an extra panel added in so that we can put in the pocket. Yeah. Anyways, we'll see.
Type 2, I don't think there's a way.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a way for that, but we will see. We're working on it. So a type 2 style jacket is coming.
It's you guys who pushed.
Yeah, you guys pushed me. If you guys push me enough, you can get me to do almost anything. Okay. We've got what else do we have here? Cheddar Buttersworth writes, buying my first pair of raw jeans was a less than flattering experience. I'm sorry to hear that. Do you wanna elaborate on that, and maybe we can provide you with some guidance on how maybe the next time could be a little bit better. Or if it was our fault, if you came into one of our stores and was a less than flattering experience, let me know, and I'm gonna give a stern talking to somebody. Okay. Christian writes, I am sure this was covered on a live stream I missed, but will the JoJo collab come with a stand? Will it come with a stand? I don't know what you mean by that, but there will be the presence of the stands in the jeans. You'll have to wait for that data to come out, but they will be incorporated. I see. Vance Edwards writes, I would love if y'all made a jean jacket with the classic Wrangler style where the bottom hand warmer pockets open from the top and 2 more chest pockets. That is I do like that style of jacket. I own several myself. It's just a matter of how many different jean jackets can we provide. Look, if we were the size of the Gap, which one day I would love to be, one day, we'll offer you everything under the sun. It wouldn't even matter, right? But the size that we are, we just, there's certain things that we can and can't offer just based on scale. Like we just don't have, like I was talking about before, even with the denim jackets that we do offer right now, I mean, they're not our best selling products by any means. I mean, there is a fan base for them, but a denim jacket, unlike a pair of jeans, unless you're like me and you own like 50 denim jackets, which most of it is for research purposes. Like I like them. I like having them. But most people own 1, maybe 2 denim jackets in their whole life. Whereas like a pair of jeans, you wear them out. You might own that pair of jeans for 2 or 3 years, more, 5, whatever. But eventually you wear that jean out, you replace it. Your denim jackets are far less replaceable in life. Like you could literally wear, you could probably wear a pair of jeans for the rest of your life, depending on how you take care of it. But you just don't wear that jean jacket the same way you wear your jeans. It just doesn't wear out at the same rate. So it's just not like, and that definitely is the reason why we don't sell as many jean jackets as we do jeans. It's just you wear your jeans more than you wear your jean jackets. So,
and the unfortunate truth is that like we have to play it safe to a certain degree because we are a business. We need to make money. That like we cannot like just make randomly something in a fit that we might not even like that wouldn't like I like that too, but that wouldn't be the most best selling fit in anything. So that like we can just like sacrifice one item to just see how it performs, or like just because it looks fun and different. Like we can't, like we have to put it in a safe fit that we know it's gonna perform.
Look, even if we had like 10 stores across, then at that point, like there might be enough demand that we could do something like that. But yeah, it is a matter of the time it takes to develop something, put it out in a bunch of different fabrics. Like I don't want to make 20 jackets, right? Like there's a certain minimum production level that I need to achieve in order for it to be worth doing the production. So there's a lot of that needs to be built into whether or not we're gonna like add a new fit or a new product type. So
even in jeans we only make mostly 3 fits for men.
Like we do have the other fits, but like only the super weird and easy guy get everything. True guy is likely to get everything, but like we'll have the initial release when that happens, and then we will once we can gauge that it is popular enough, we'll expand it. We'll expand it out. All right. Okay. Venomous Teddy writes, dark and rainy in Yokohama right now. Yeah, it's clearing up a little bit, but it's typhoon time right now. Like it rained all night, like heavy.
That was. I think it
might have passed, but yeah, it's pretty rainy and wet out there. It'll probably come back. Cathedral Ring, is chocolate milk slated for SS23? Not quite yet, but it will come out eventually. Okay. I just picked up the Elephant XS jacket, ready to rock that Canadian tuxedo. Ren L writes, all right, fantastic. Look, I love denim jackets. I love work shirts. I love denim jackets. I have a lot of denim jackets. It's but but even as someone who owns and loves them, I find it can be sometimes hard to wear them as much as I would like to wear them because number one, it's hot in this country, and I don't leave the house. But even then, it's like it's just when you own a lot of denim. If you own one, stick to it. If you own 50, pick one and go with it. I have the MIJ 10 jacket, which I've only worn a couple times, which I want to wear a lot because I need a faded denim jacket. And I don't, other than vintage ones that I don't own a Naked Famous Denim faded jacket like all the way. And I need to do that. So, yeah, I got to start wearing it around the house even more. But I've been wearing this lately. Everybody knows I love this shirt. This is coming out soon. I'm just going to see if I can fix this brightness situation here. Sorry, it's the light's just really messing with us in the house today. I don't have a studio, which
we also have a lot of
there's all windows in our house, and
yeah.
Anyway, you bear with us. We're scrappy. Content over quality content over video content, something like that. Anyways, okay. Jordan Green asks, any new ETA on the True Guy? We talked about it a little bit earlier in the stream, not quite yet. And then on the Netgear, writes, what's the True Guy fit? So the True Guy is going to essentially be a modern straight leg fit. Mm-hmm. We do have a fit called the Strong Guy, which I'm wearing right now, actually, which is a hard to see. Yes. I'm not set up for that, but it is a little bit of a wider leg at the bottom, straight leg fit. But we wanted something that was just a little bit slimmer in the thigh and a little bit slimmer in the leg opening for a straight leg jean. So I would say in the realm of weird guy, but straight, whereas the Strong Guy is in the realm of easy guy, but straight. So the Strong Guy is basically from the thigh up, easy guy, and then from the leg down, it is straight. Whereas I want to make like a weird guy with a straighter leg opening. Whereas the weird guy tapers a little bit. I want it to have a little bit more of a straighter leg opening. That way, if you're trying to get it over work boots or something like that, or you just don't want it to be, as narrow at the bottom, you have a wider leg opening. So that's coming soon-ish. It's on the roadmap. I just don't have the destination time. The GPS is not connected. Okay, Rice W5. Curious if you ever did a denim jacket with corduroy collar like Marilyn wore in the Misfits. No, we haven't. We've done Sherpa lined before. I want to do a Sherpa line for fall winter 23. Bring that back. But we haven't done a corduroy collar. I think that would be nice, or a canvas collar. Somebody also asked. Somebody mentioned, I forget who mentioned it, sorry, but a waxed denim jacket. We've done waxed denim jackets in the past. I would say that if you really, really want a waxed denim jacket, you could just do it yourself. You really can just do it yourself. You could take, that way you don't have to rely on whatever fabric option we give you. You can pick any fabric that we offer, or, you can find a jacket anywhere, really. Get a bar wax, do the whole thing yourself. I think that it's not the best application for a denim jacket, personally. I think it... Yeah. I think there are certain types of, like, if you get, like, a Barber coat, like, it's just really made for that type of, look and style, whereas denim jackets, waxed, I don't know. It seems neat, but when we did it, I don't think people were so into it. I think they look kind of cool, but I don't know. I
think it could look cool, and not everything needs to be like the best of the yeah, there are people who make that stuff, like that's what they do.
Yeah,
but it doesn't need to be that, like,
I guess you could
we could take,
I don't know, put a new spin on something. But
right,
I really think if you're really into wax, like if you're a wax something enthusiast, then you probably already know how to do it.
Right.
So
yeah. But not everything needs to be that.
Yeah,
level.
I don't know. I'm kind of that on wax denim jackets. Um, yeah, like I could appreciate them. I just don't know if I want to make them anymore. My personal belief is I think you could just do it yourself. Um, yeah. JJ Jones writes, "What about a scrub guy for us skinny folk? Scrub guy. I don't think I'd ever use a name like scrub guy. I don't know if it has any other connotations, but when I played a lot of fighting games, a scrub was like a noob, somebody who sucked, like who wasn't good at it. So I certainly would never call a jean scrub guy. But if you do want a skinnier leg, our super guy is pretty slim.
Super guy is slim and
Sax
sax guy is
yeah.
very slim.
Yeah.
Very slim.
It's pretty, yeah. So if those aren't covering you for slimness, I would wager that 100% cotton is not what you're looking for, right? I don't think I can make the super guy any slimmer and it remain like and put out 100% cotton products because you would not fit them. It would be very difficult. You tell me.
Also, you could try women's fits.
Yeah, that's true. The women's fits are slimmer for sure. Okay. Max, this is a interesting question. Is there a reason why some denim makers use zippers instead of buttons for the fly? One company in particular uses buttons on 100% cotton and zippers for their stretch denim. I mean, we tend to use zippers for stretch and buttons for...
Yeah. No, not like 2% stretch, but like 5% stretch.
Yeah.
Like we have to use zippers. It's buttons are not...
Yeah, they'll come out because the fabric is kind of... It just doesn't have the same type of rigidity.
Like
the staying power, right? Stretch, like those buttonholes are going to open up. It's not going to be a good time. I don't think that there's any particular reason like that even for like 100% cotton, like rigid, that you would use buttons over zippers. I just tend to believe that like we could certainly use zippers. I don't think people would be offended by that at all. If we put zippers on 100% cotton, like rigid denim, I just tend to believe that it might just be a semi-psychological thing that you think raw denim, you think button fly.
But also, button fly gives you a more interesting fade over zipper. I think zipper. I mean, it's not like it doesn't fade because there's zipper, but it's
I just know that there are certain types of people who, if it's button fly, they're like, no, I refuse. Like a good example is Brandon's dad. He's just like, buttons, no. I think, and he's kind of explained it because he was like, when I was a kid, they were all button fly, and I hated it. And then, and even in my experience working in denim shops, older guys, over 50, they hated button fly because I think
that was the only option.
That was the only option. When the zippers came, they're like, hallelujah, that's the way for me. I'm never going back. Whereas I think as people, in my age group, maybe younger, when we see buttons, I don't know, but young kids are like, ooh, buttons, so cool. But like for me, like when I got into raw denim, I'm like, because I was wearing a lot of fashion and designer jeans, button flies are definitely less common, and you're like, oh, this is cool. Like, this is different. Like, for me, it was different, and so I enjoyed it. But I also tend to believe that, like, I'm wearing a zip fly right now. I guess I'm not offended one way or another. But at the urinal is when you really are going to notice the power of the button fly, because the button fly opens, right? Like, with zip fly, you got to fiddle around with a zipper. You don't know this?
I mean,
a button fly, you just pull the fly, you pull forward, it all opens.
Yeah, but zipper fly is not like a
zippers can hold
difficult thing.
It's not. It takes a little bit longer, and if you're in a rush, when time counts, you want
probably you think it's like 1 second difference.
1 second at the urinal when you're doing a particular dance can make all the difference between disaster and
I think my advice
euphoria.
is that you need to move a little ahead of
You definitely need to move a little ahead of schedule, but I'm prepared for any situation. What do you guys think out there? Button fly Faster or slower?
Oh yeah, everybody has an opinion
Yeah.
on this. It seems.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear the opinions in the chat. Christian Cox writes, zippers can do so much damage. This is also true. If you've ever watched Something About Mary, that is you don't even have to watch the whole movie. The first 10 minutes or so. That's all you need to know about zipper flies.
That I also don't understand. Why, like, are you wearing underwear?
I'm comfortable to tell people that I do, but not everyone does. That's not everybody. It's not for
No,
everyone.
no. But if you are wearing underwear, is that still a problem?
Sure. Look, I don't want any teeth around there. You know, that's danger zone. I'm a zipper at the tough guy for sure. Button fly comes undone fast, but zip fly is done up faster. Zip fly is done up faster, but I feel like I'm not in the. By that point, I can take all the time in the world. Right? Fine.
You're not in rush in general.
I'm not in a rush after
so,
I've used the urinal. Then it's based on time. I can work on my own schedule. But before that, I've got a boss that needs to be taken care of. Cheddar Buttersworth writes, I don't know, you never really forget to do up a button fly after you're going to the washroom. It's also true. Zip, I feel like maybe you can forget, or they come undone. Never have that.
Like, zip will
yeah.
get.
Yeah.
I think it's because you button the top part first,
So,
and you feel like you're done the job.
that could
Whereas,
be it.
like, if it's a button fly, you go from the bottom button to the top.
Nobody ever tells you that your zipper is down when you're wearing a button fly jean. Like, nobody says, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
but I do.
I mean, there's no zipper, so no one's gonna say that. But like,
I have seen people who skipped a button, or maybe it came out. I don't know, like with the button fly that has the fly partially open.
This is a very good topic.
But with zipper, it's like either all the way down or like all the way up.
Right. The Catman. How'd you get the beans over the Franks, son? It, Frank and Beans, Al Sanchez, 1984. Watch Something About Mary. Jordan Green, haha, disaster and euphoria. Al Sanchez, 1984. Button all the way, especially. All right. Icy Slime Zipper is the type of technology that made something great worse. I disagree. Zippers have their place. And I think zippers have their place in jeans too. I don't actually have a particular preference. Like, I would never put on a pair of jeans and think, oh, zip fly, I'm not buying these. Or vice versa. I have met people in my experience who will have a different opinion about button fly though. They're like, oh, button fly, no way. And then like, if I'm on the sales floor, it's just a matter of.
Has there been people who are the opposite, like, oh, zip fly?
No,
like, I'm not
never. Everyone will accept a zip fly. Everyone. Nobody's gonna be like, oh, zip fly. You might have a preference for button fly, but no one is gonna not buy a jean because it has a zip fly. But I have met people who will not buy a jean because it's button fly. They're so offended by the button fly that they're like, I refuse to partake in this. Which, I mean, look, even though they exist, we're still putting button flies on jeans. It's just I think it's just a matter of explaining. I think the speed really just, I've shown people, I'm like, no. Like, look at this. Boom, boom. It opens up. It's great. Zip, button fly is faster. Yeah. Selvedge with a trap door on the back. No. We don't think we need to do that. Alright, W5. When it's buttons, you never have the faulty zip that opens by itself. That's it.
But if the buttonhole is too big, the button don't stay on.
Not really. I've never really had that problem. Yeah, a lot of button fly fans in the chat here. All right, new question. Ty Bizwanger. Are there any greencast selvage available? There will be for fall winter 23. We're working on some greencast denim at the moment, so we will have some more greencast options for you in the future. There is currently one, the Pickle Rick on from the Rick and Morty collection. That is a beautiful slubby greencast denim, very, very beautiful. check that out on tatenyoko.com. I think they are on sale. You can get a good deal on them. If you're not into the pickle embroidery or the leather patch, you can certainly have that leather patch change, and the embroidery. If you're, you get a little seam ripper, you could do some work, but that's up to you. If you are a Pickle Rick fan, which you should be if you're watching this live stream, by the way, is Pickle Rick the best episode of Rick and Morty? That is a good question. Let me know your thoughts in the chat. It's up there. I like Total Rick-All. That I think is my favorite episode. I've said it. I can get a t-shirt of that. But let me know, what's your favorite episode of Rick and Morty? Vance Edward writes, if I buy a jean over $100, it's got to be buttons. But if it's cheaper, zipper. I guess you wouldn't care if it was less than $100. But if it was over $100, you would prefer it to be buttons. Is it really a game ender if it's not button fly? Ever? I just don't feel like it is.
I don't feel like it is, but to be fair, like it makes sense that everybody who watches this live stream prefers buttons because that's basically most of our jeans.
Right.
So
yeah, that's true. Pretty How writes, hello, I'm late to the stream. That's okay. Whether you're here for a minute or you're here for the whole thing, we appreciate you tuning in. But I'm here listening from the crowd of a Mars Volta concert. All right. Well, thanks for watching me while you're at the concert. Take that, Mars Volta, whoever you are. Have a nice show. That said, we're approaching the time to ask you guys to do us a little favor, and that little favor is to hit that like button. If you haven't hit that like button yet, give it a little tap, just a little touch. And let us know how much you enjoy our live streams. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Tell us your preference. Button fly or zip fly? Button fly or zip fly? Button fly or zip fly? What do you like? All right. Any chance of a one-piece collab with Luffy style jorts? Christian writes. Look, the world of anime and video games and movies is all open to me. I'm down to do anything really. Is it in the works? Not at the moment. What is in the works currently is JoJo and the horror collaboration that's not coming out this Halloween, but next Halloween. So it's already so far in advance. But there is one, and you guys have never guessed it yet. Which I'm glad. Those are the two things in the works right now. Things I would love to do. Alien. Halloween. I think those two gotta be in there. I kind of want to do another Street Fighter thing. I don't know. Street Fighter would be kind of cool to do again. I just feel it. Especially Street Fighter 6 was announced. Yep. I don't know if I want to do a Street Fighter 6 necessarily collab. I still want to go classic. I think I would like to do Street Fighter Alpha. I want to do 90s X-Men. X-Men would be cool.
X-Men and Alien so far, I like that idea.
So those are some big properties I would love to do. Obviously, we'll hear you guys out. Wallen writes Evangelion. I would do Evangelion, Neon Genesis Evangelion. Decibel's Alien would be amazing, all-time favorite. The Catman writes Mortal Kombat collab. Decibel's 90s X-Men, also a fave. I lived for that show when I was a kid. Dude, Fox Kids in the morning, that was our... You didn't get to experience Fox Kids, but yeah. I mean, Saturday morning cartoons, I'm sure they're still a thing, but they certainly were when you're... Are they a thing? I don't know. I don't know what the cartoons the kids are watching these days are. Only and stuff for very small children, all our nieces and nephews. But
I wonder if it's like, because it's like not everybody has like regular TV now, and TV just means like so many channels. I wonder if like they still have that routine of like,
Yeah. Right.
watching something,
Watching cartoons
because it comes up at certain time.
Yeah. Right. Especially the timing, like Saturday morning cartoons or like TGIF on Fridays on, I think it was ABC. There was just like this run of like family TV shows on Friday nights, and then Saturday you go to bed. Saturday morning you got all the cartoons. And we all like. I mean, if you didn't watch that stuff, then Monday morning was boring for you at school because like you just talked about cartoons and the shows that you watched. But yeah, I guess it's so much less of that nowadays. The Catman writes, actually a TGIF collab. what would that look like? Steve Urkel, and what would we take? We take one character from each show. We're gonna get oh my god, we're gonna get Cody from Step by Step. You're gonna get Steve Urkel from Family Matters. You gotta get the Uncle Jesse collab from Full House. I don't know, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. That'd be pretty. I don't know. I mean, that's just funny. I don't know. That's definitely not gonna happen. Family Matters Urkel Denim collab. Yes, Urkel Denim would be if that would make the most sense out of anything. If like this is just fantasy, this is crazy town. But like if you're to make Urkel, because he wore like these super high. He actually had a jeans look, so it would be kind of appropriate. But if you watch the show, I mean, you would remember that Steve Urkel the show basically became like a sci-fi comedy by the end of it because Steve Urkel was transforming into like a million different characters. Yeah, the direction of that show changed so much. But Steve basically took it over. He went from being like a one-off character in the first season to being like the show about Steve. Anyways.
Oh, wait, that kid?
Yeah.
He wasn't the main character?
Not in the first season, I think he pops in like halfway through.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he was a love interest for the daughter of the family, the main family, the Winslow family, Laura Winslow. Yeah, he was a date. Dude, I have like old TV. I've got it in there. He was a date for Laura. That like Carl Winslow was trying to find like a nice boy, and then he realized, this kid's dating.
That's incredible because like out of all the things you mentioned, like I could only picture that guy, like the boy, Steve Urkel, in my head. Like he's so iconic. Like I've never seen any of those shows, but I know him.
He became an icon in North America. Just icon. There was. He had a dance. He had toys. He was on He was doing like PSA commercials and stuff. He was bigger than the show, and I mean, I guess just the character was so funny and beloved. I mean, the show, it went from being like a family. I mean, it was all a family show the entire time, but it went from being like family issues to being like what's Steve gonna do this week, which was I'm sure as far as ratings go and stuff, I'm sure it was fine for a while. But at the very end of I find that a lot of people didn't watch the show to the very end. But at the very end, like the last couple of episodes, they actually changed out the actress who played Harriet. So the mother who was in the show from the entire time, and a lot of people also don't know this, sorry, this is a raw down discussion. We're talking about Family Matters, but Family Matters was actually a spin-off of another show called Perfect Strangers. And Harriet was a character who, I think she was the elevator operator. We don't even have that job anymore. She was the elevator operator in like a spin-off, like she was like a sub-character in the show about these two brothers who were separated. I think they were brothers or cousins. But anyways, Harriet was in that show, and then they made a show about Harriet's family called Family Matters. They expanded her family out, and then anyways. So this mother figure was with us the whole time until like the last like 3 or 4 episodes where they had a different actress. It wasn't like Fresh Prince where they changed out Aunt Vivian. Yeah. Like I think 2 seasons in, and then the other Aunt Vivian lasted like the rest of the show. But yeah. Christian Cox, Balky from Perfect Strangers, Red Denim Henley. Balky and Larry, DC. Yeah, Larry. I remember Balky, but Larry. But yeah. Christian Cox. Yeah, the ending was bonkers. Family Matters. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's definitely out there. But yeah, the expanded character world of Family Matters is a little funny. Just because there were so many at the end. Anyways, Family Matters. Richard the Great. If you're old, you remember Perfect Strangers. Right. This is yeah. If you're under 30, you definitely have no idea what I'm talking about. Let me know if you're under 30 and you know what Perfect Strangers is. Let me know in the chat or in the comments. Catalyst of Fire. Major Motoko Kusanagi, purple and black weft. So a Ghost in the Shell denim. That could be kind of cool too. Ghost in the Shell, Akira. Those I would say are some of the most iconic anime movies that have ever. Ghost in the Shell. There's a series and stuff now too. There's a movie called Perfect Blue. Anyways, I think it's just a beautiful movie, beautiful anime. I don't know if that would be. If I did graphic tees, I would do Perfect Blue series. I think, but yeah. I think as a gene, it might be hard. But Perfect Blue is a good one. Satoshi Kon. Chris Knoll. Remember Bosom Buddies? Tom Hanks dresses as a woman to live in an all-female building. You definitely can't have that anymore. Bosom Buddies. I don't remember that. I do. Was it Tom Hanks in an episode of Growing Pains? No, it was Chandler. Was it Tom Hanks? Oh my god, now I'm getting those two confused. There's an episode of Growing Pains where I don't remember the daughter's name. Her boyfriend, spoiler alert for a show that ended in like 1990. There was he basically was drunk driving and died. I think it was Tom Hanks.
That's heavy for a kid's show.
Oh, Leo DiCaprio was in Growing Pains.
What?
But yeah. But the character who died in the it was Tom Hanks in Family Ties episode. See, now I'm getting them all confused.
Wait, Eric so Bennett. He was in one episode and he just dies.
Yeah.
Drunk driving.
Yes.
And it's a message that you should never drive drunk.
Correct.
Drunk.
Yeah.
Okay. That's heavy for a kid's show.
It was a family show, but I feel like at the time, there was a lot of like alcohol and drug messaging that was being put out, and
our audience like 16, 17-year-olds or
no, they were kids.
12?
There was an episode of Tiny Toons where the Buster and Plucky and I forget the pig's name. They were drinking beer and they got drunk and like I think they all died. And anyway, spoiler alert, it ended up being a dream, but they showed them like getting wasted and like that happened. And there was also an episode, a very, very special episode. It was all very special episodes of they took all the Saturday morning cartoon characters and it was a drug PSA and they had like the Ninja Turtles and I forget who else. Man, I can only remember the Ninja Turtles part of it. But I think the real Ghostbusters were in there. Anyways, but they were all going like there was all this like trying to get kids not to do drugs and stuff. So that it seems a little extreme, but it was very, very heavy. The amount of like anti-drug, anti-drinking messaging that went out during that time, even in children's programming. Which I think some of it was fine. Yeah. Yeah. Fresh Prince also did a bunch of shots one night and ended up in the cemetery. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, the Catman, Jessie Spano on Saved by the Bell. She did caffeine pills and saved. So there was an episode where Saved by the Bell, I guess maybe they had to tone it down a little bit. They weren't going to put her on like, hard drugs. But there was also an episode of Degrassi High where one of the characters took caffeine pills also, and she was
But Degrassi High or Degrassi Junior High or whatever, like they had a bunch of like heavy episodes. Like they're not
Degrassi
like,
High had
comedy.
Degrassi had heavy episodes. Yeah, like that was the one with Jesse on Save the Bell. That was probably the heaviest episode that they had. But yeah, BD, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. That's it. But yeah, there you go. There's some recollection road of some old TV. I don't remember like I remember a lot of that old TV. Probably because I watched it a lot as a kid.
Now, do you think that if like you didn't grow up with like all these anti-drug, anti-alcohol messages that like the kids of your generation grew up to be worse than they are now?
I don't know. I mean, I've heard things. I went through the D.A.R.E program when I was in school, and I've heard, they made it worse, made it better. I don't know. I don't think that there's any conclusion that you can actually draw from how successful or unsuccessful the D.A.R.E program was.
They don't do that anymore, huh?
I think they still do it, but I think the messaging or what they teach you might be a little bit different. Anyways, yeah, I mean, like, there's one thing about like the wider acceptance of, this is very off topic, wider acceptance of certain kinds of drugs in society. So it's like, oh, well, drug use went up, but it's like, yeah, but certain things are like weed in Canada is legal now, so it's not, it's not the same thing anymore. But like part of it, the D.A.R.E program was also to reduce violence, and like violence has also gone down, but violence might have just gone down in general because we're a safer this society. I don't know. I don't know if it's necessarily because of that. Like we're more prosperous, and as more you become more prosperous, things become safer in a way. I don't know. There's a lot of nuances to that, so I don't think you can draw any conclusion one way or another. All I can say is that Chris Noel, D.A.R.E shirts were highly sought after by all the burnouts. Yes, I had my. I mean, I don't even know where. I'm sure my mom tossed out a long time ago, but I had that D.A.R.E T-shirt. Yeah. And I would always see people wearing it. And I'm like, I earned that T-shirt. I actually had to earn it. We had a little ceremony at the end with the graduation. They gave us a stick of gum. Not a stick of gum, a little pack of gum and a little certificate and a T-shirt. I earned my D.A.R.E T-shirt. Other people just putting shame on that T-shirt.
Funny though.
The Catman. How did the Japanese kids learn not to do drugs?
Well, there's always like a messaging. Like I think there's a poster everywhere in school that says no, like. It just means no, absolutely not. And that just like we all associate that phrase with drugs. And it doesn't really say anything about drugs, and it's usually just like a girl or young girl like looking stern that just says that message. It doesn't really unless you like look at fine prints, like you don't know what they're talking about. But we don't even talk about it. Like we just like that's okay.
It's so wrong. We're not even going to talk about it. You should just know not to do it. Yeah. What is that?
Like it's not even a question. So don't ask any questions.
Yeah, that's it. Catalyst to Fire, G.I. Joe PSA, Selvedge. I would do G.I. Joe. That would be fun to do a collaboration. But yeah, the G.I. Joe PSAs at the end were great. If you look up Fensler Films, they did all the G.I. Joe parody videos of those PSAs. There were a lot. Catalyst Fire, I got super lucky. As it turns out, the company I work for used to make Scruff McGruff printouts. So in the warehouse, I found official Scruff McGruff shirts and even a teddy bear. That's amazing. So he was a dog, like a detective dog who would do PSA commercials for us when we were kids. Scruff McGruff, the crime dog. That's cool. I'd love a Scruff McGruff T-shirt. That'd be cool. If you got any more back there, let me know. Okay. Zim the Fat Dog. What shows did Risa watch?
I watched Doraemon.
Mm-hmm.
Classic. What else did I watch? Sazae-san. That was like a family cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
I think I did watch a little bit of Sailor Moon. What else? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, Doraemon was my favorite, I think, growing up.
Yeah.
But I did, like, as a young teen shows, I do not remember. I probably didn't have time to watch that much television at that time.
Yeah, you're busy swimming and in school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember any of like these like like a growing up with that like 12, 13 you're into like teenage years and like that show like teach you some stuff and like I didn't have any of that. I don't think.
Huh.
Very
Right.
sad.
Yeah. Interesting. I mean, there are a lot of iconic shows when we were kids in North America. I think if you're if you're born in the 80s, then there's a lot we can relate with in terms of television.
Right. And it was kind of like meant for young adults or like teenagers.
Right.
I'm not sure. Like we had I don't think we had like that category as a big category. We watched like romance, like drama,
Korean dramas, like Japanese dramas.
No Korean back then, but like like drama that is just or like comedy drama and stuff like that. Like like not like sitcoms like Friends or something, but the word like equivalent of that like each season is different shows, but it's like same kind of shows.
They didn't do the Korean dramas in Japan in the 80s, or they didn't import them. Oh, okay.
It wasn't a thing.
It wasn't a thing.
It wasn't on TV at least. Like I'm sure you could get like
at the video store or something.
Stuff, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, that seems to dominate here though. Like a lot of Korean.
Yeah, but it's very
media.
recent. It's probably in the past like less than 10 years probably.
Interesting. Yeah, it's like the telenovela is like the Korean drama. I've never actually watched Korean drama, and I've never watched a telenovela, but. And I've never watched the North American
that daytime, TV like Americans have
yeah.
that, like,
but like I remember when I was a kid, my sister used to watch in the summertime because she could only watch it because we were at school. But like she watched one called Passions and Days of Art. Like she loved that stuff, and a lot of people were really into that. I don't know. I don't even know if those are still going on.
Yeah, in Japan they have that too, like daytime TV show. It's mostly for housewives, so it's like. Suspenseful like things, and it wasn't so like crazy or anything.
Right. But. Okay, Vance Edwards, what's your opinions on selling kimonos? I'm assuming you're saying kimonos for men. I want to look like Ip Man. Well, we do have the kimono shirt available, so I'm not opposed to that. Doing a full-on, suit, like maybe like a jinbei or like a yukata. I'm less inclined to do something like that.
It's not practical.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need to do costumes.
Yeah.
But like kimono shirts is good if you like
that style, but it's also much more wearable day to day than something that's a lot more traditional looking. It has traditional aspects to it, but it's easily wearable every day. Okay. Have you ever done an Eisenhower jacket? I do not know what an Eisenhower jacket is, so I'm gonna look it up. But it sounds like Eisenhower jacket. Oh, you know what? We're working on something like this now, actually.
Did they call this
I didn't know that you called that an Eisenhower jacket. It was more of like a work jacket. But yeah, we're literally in sampling right now. So we are working on something like that. So coming very soon. Okay. Any word on tote bags, or is it still a plan further out? It is a plan for further out, but I want to incorporate some denim tote bags with the spring summer 23 collection. So we'll keep you posted on that, but we'll pick from a few select fabrics and offer some tote bags. Piero Moro, would you ever consider making a Henley shirt? I don't know. I like, we don't even do like long sleeve t-shirts. I'm very what can I say?
It's not likely to happen anytime soon. It's not something we're looking to.
That's the answer. Like circular knit tee, basic. I think we're pretty good there. Pocket tee, good. I don't know if we need to add too much more in that realm. maybe one day when we're the Gap size and we need way more product categories, then we'll do it. I wish. Okay. Sashiko Selvedge work shirt. We have some thing like that. No, in the work shirt. Did we do it in the work shirt? No, we have in the chore coat. We have a chore coat in some Sashiko coming out in the spring. So watch out for that. Yeah, I don't have the spring samples here, so I would give you more of those kinds of previews, but I just don't. Yeah. Rin L, is the Halloween Horror Club next year Junji Ito? It is not, but keep the guesses coming, because I think you will all be happy with it, and you're going to be like, oh, how did I not guess?
That makes so much sense.
Yeah, everyone will be happy with it. I think you're gonna. I'm excited for it. I think you guys are gonna be very happy with it. So yeah, that is what is in the works for next fall. Is it Scream, the Catman? No, but that is another one I would like to do for the whole. I mean, for this horror category, Scream has to be on there, and it's just one of those things that will hopefully eventually happen. But yeah, Christian Cox, The Thing. I will tell you no, when it is incorrect. I will definitely do that. The more, I'd still like to see that patchwork denim shirt that was the Tate and Yoko's, that was in the Tate and Yoko store window. Patchwork denim shirt.
We
had one a long time ago.
That was.
If you're looking for it, message us. Oftentimes we have a lot of older shirt samples just in our sample room. So if you're looking for a shirt and you're looking for, if it's really old, it'll probably be a size small. But I would say in the last 4 or 5 years.
The patchwork probably was medium.
All right, yeah. If it's the last 4 or 5 years, a medium, we would have a sample, and we actually made a lot of samples. So usually, like, our sample sets, we have like 3 or 5 samples. Anyways, we can look it up. Sometimes we sell them, whatever. But if there's an older shirt that you're after and you're our sample size, we can certainly look into that for you. Decibels. Any update on the new shirt company? Sounds interesting. Looking to mix up my style a bit. The new shirt company, if you're talking about the company Risa and I have started, called Wonderlooper. It is a knitwear company, so it's going to be t-shirts and hoodies and sweatshirts. That is coming out for holiday season. You're going to be able to find it on Tate and Yoko. You're going to be able to find it on. We will have a website also, and we'll have some familiar retailers that you guys know that we're working with. But yeah, follow us on Instagram and we'll have some updates for you there. But yeah, it is coming to Tate and Yoko in a couple of weeks, but it's going to be a couple of months. So yeah, yeah. Stay tuned.
Everybody's guessing.
Everyone's guessing. We've got Evil Dead, The Exorcist, The Omen, Battle Royale. Nope. Any clue on price level for Wonderlooper crewneck?
Yes.
Yeah. US dollar. What's the conversion rate right now?
That's a difficult question.
Yeah. We have the Japanese yen price. Anyways, we're just gonna look that up and we'll let you know. It depends. Like, the retail in America is gonna be very different because the currency conversion right now is very in your favor. So
did it say crewneck?
Crewneck, yeah. Zim the Fat Dog writes Pinhead. No. I'm not sure what that question is. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna scroll up a little bit. I know I missed something. Button flies. Okay. Well, that's it. Richard Mesa. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. No. The other tip I'm going to give you is very mainstream. Everybody knows this character. There are certain horror films that might not be, like, Pinhead is iconic, but I don't think it's as iconic as a Freddy Krueger or a Jason Voorhees. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, I think, is in that same realm where, like, if you're a horror movie fan, you definitely know what it is. But I think a lot of the general audience doesn't know what that is. It's kind of like in the realm of like the Toxic Avenger or even Leprechaun. Chucky is up there. Carrie is. I think people know the name Carrie more than the face of what Carrie looks like. But it's not Child's Play either. It's not Chucky. The Catman. Is it Busta Rhymes from Halloween X? You got me. No, but that would be funny. Yeah, Busta was it Halloween X? Halloween. There's so many Halloween movies. Halloween H2O. Anyways, there's the new Halloween movie, Halloween Ends, coming out soon. I'm looking forward to that.
All right, can I answer that question from earlier?
Yeah.
The crew neck sweatshirts, the heavyweight one would be $245 US or so.
245-ish.
Yeah. And then the Fox Fiber will be a little bit less.
Yeah. So, anyways, we'll have all the pricing up on the website soon. Just follow us on our Instagram. You'll be up to date. Christian Cox, Halloween H2O. That's it. Leatherface, The Shining, guys. You're trying. You're definitely trying.
It's just so like left field. I feel it's perfect, but it's like nobody's thinking in that direction, perhaps.
I love you guys for trying. Friday the 13th, Crispin Glover Selvedge. Manos, Hands of Fate. That is a Christian. That is a deep cut right there. Nobody knows what Manos is. Famously, perhaps one of the worst films ever. If I was to do a bad movie universe, which I think would be terrible for business, by the way, because nobody is gonna appreciate it. Troll 2. That's the one. Troll 2. Yeah. Max, Jigsaw. That could be neat one day. Hannibal Lecter. Yeah, like the Silence of the Lambs world could be. I mean, there's some symbolism there, with with the red dragon and
it's such a complicated thing.
That would be
like Hannibal Lecter. Everybody knows Hannibal Lecter, but like the bad guys are not him. You know what I mean? Like it's I don't know. It just.
Have you ever seen Manhunter? This is the movie that came out before Silence of the Lambs. It's in the I think it's the first. They remade it later on as Red Dragon with what's his name in it? Anthony Hopkins.
Ralph Fiennes.
Yeah. But yeah, Manhunter, beautifully shot movie.
It's very of the time too. I like
very
that. Like
good.
The interior design and the clothing and just the characters.
I don't own that movie, but that is today's movie recommendations. Manhunter. Go and watch Manhunter. That is if you watch Silence of the Lambs and you haven't seen Manhunter, you're missing out. And in fact, if you've seen Red Dragon, which is the sequel to the prequel sequel to Silence of the Lambs, and you haven't seen Manhunter, you still need to see Manhunter.
It's just like it's the same story. It's such a different interpretation, like of the same exact story.
Yeah. Pennywise the Clown, Richard Meza. The Fly. You guys they're all fun guesses and stuff I would love to do, but you haven't got it right. I Won, Suspiria. Beautiful film. Film. I don't know what I would do to make jeans for that one. That would be difficult. Beautiful film. Okay, you know what I want to do? I want to show off a couple things today because we have a couple things to show off, and we've done a lot of off-topic chat today, which I love. I love it. I hope you guys are loving it. But let's show off a couple of jeans because we do have a couple of things lined up. We'll just do the pile. We'll start off. We'll do a quick one because you guys already know about this. Offshoot, Broken Twill Selvedge. It is the Broken Twill version of the left-hand twill. Available today, available now at Tate and Yoko and Naked Famous Denim NYC.com.
If you want to know more about it, we have a video on it, so we don't have to go over too much.
Yeah, we did a pretty in-depth video. Great I would say this is more of a informative video about broken twill denim in general. We just put that video up.
Yeah,
Definitely want to check it out.
It's very nerdy, but at the same time, this is like a basic dark indigo too. So like you don't have to be into that.
Yeah.
But I just really love the flasher.
Yeah, the flasher is great.
All right.
Okay, next.
This is called Perfect Blue, right? Did we call it?
Yeah, Perfect Blue,
Perfect
Slub,
Blue,
Stretch,
Selvedge.
Selvedge.
So this is the base, the same base that you all seen before.
Yeah.
Likely, it's the 2% stretch with the slubby texture.
Yeah.
It's a very good.
It's a nice I would say a warmer tone of dark indigo. And then it has the beige weft on the inside.
Yeah, but it's like if you compare with like Left Hand Twill or something, it's just like it's hard to convey on this video, but it is a very like more blue like it's got a little bit more red into that than dark indigo.
Right. So the dark indigos can often look very, very black. This has a more like we said, a reddish tone, a little bit warmer, and so it's got that nice classic blue color.
And in real life, it does look a little bit lighter than typical dark jeans.
This thread there.
It's a good color.
Yeah. And then show the inside.
Yeah.
Because the weft here is really nice. And this is one of those jeans where it's a great mix of hardcore because you get this, alternative weft beige color.
Yeah.
Like, most wefts are like classic white. You've got more of a natural tone in here. You've got the more blue tone denim, 2% stretch, but very, very slubby. So great texture here. If you know our Dragon Ball collection, this is the same construction base that we used for Goku. We did this one for Cell as well. We've done this base actually quite a few times. It's a very popular base for us. And, we change up the colors to keep everything fresh and new. So if you're a fan of this particular construction, new color option for you. Great way to get into raw denim for the first time because you've got that comfort factor, great color, and you've got that slub factor here as well. So, a little bit more on the advanced side of things. And you'll get a very, very beautiful fading jean with this one. A lot of vertical fading on this denim. Richard the Goat. Richard the Great, not Richard the Goat. He might be the goat, but he is the great. Those left-hand twills are a classic. I think there are number 2 best-selling jean of all time, with the number 1 being Black Power Stretch. A lot of, I think, here's the, is this the exact reason why? Here's why I think it is our number 1 selling jean of all time, because we have a lot of dark indigo to choose from. So if you're looking for a dark indigo jean, you've got 30 choices at any given time. There's just a lot of dark indigo that we do. Whereas for black jeans, we've had 2, 3 for the longest time. Solid black Selvedge, Black Cobra, Black Power Stretch.
So Black Cobra is definitely like one of the newer ones. They've only been doing this for a few years.
Yeah. But Black Power Stretch has been there since season 1, and Solid Black Selvedge has been there for most of the time, right? Not since the very, very beginning, but for most of the time. And if you wanted a black stretch, you had one option. If you wanted 100% black, 100% cotton, you had another option. The Black Cobra is kind of the in-between of the two worlds, but that Black Power Stretch fabric is just so comfortable, and there's such a devoted following for it. And I also feel like, again, once you own a pair of indigo jeans, the next thing that you need in your wardrobe is a pair of black jeans. So because there's fewer options, it really boosts up the sales of that item.
But that item was sold through like we have our raw denim stores, like retail partners, and certain stores buy certain kinds of denim as opposed to the other. But like Black Power Stretch is for everybody. All the stores, raw denim stores, not so much raw denim stores, they all need a black pair of jeans and stretchy that doesn't like stretch out. Like that jeans, I've been wearing them for years and years. It does never like change the shape. It stays the same. It
is. I've worn that for long. Those were my black jeans. Before I got into that solid black Selvedge that I wore for the Indigo Invitational last year, my black jeans were the Black Power Stretch. I've worn through 2 pairs of those. in my existence at Naked and Famous, and the only reason I stopped wearing the ones that I had was because I got a little wider. Good question from the chat. How do these differ, the Perfect Blue from the Golden Hour? The Golden Hour is a little bit lighter in tone. It's a lighter blue denim compared to this. This is definitely darker, but it is the same construction base. So you're seeing that again here. We have a jean coming out next season for Spring Summer 23 called the Midnight Slub Stretch Selvedge. So it's going to be this base again. Dark indigo warp with a black web. So a midnight slubby stretch denim.
Yeah,
it's gonna be great.
But compared to the Golden Hour, like I would say, like this is like a full version of that exact jeans, basically. Like with the beige weft, with the like a little bit warmer darker indigo, warmer tone. Like it just gives you that more of a folly vibe.
That's it. Yeah, the fall version of the Golden Hour. Vance Edwards, someone's saying Dracula, not Dracula. Here's the one. Have you ever watched Blackula? You know what? I remember on The Simpsons they mentioned that movie once, and I'm like, is that real? And it is a real movie. I you know what? I used to own it on DVD, but it was worth it was. I don't often sell movies out of my collection, but the value of that when I had it was so high that I'm like, I have to sell this. And anyways,
it's such a good name.
Yeah,
it's just so like on point.
It's a good movie. I mean, it's not like Oscar award winning, but it's definitely worth checking out. Christian Cox, Tales from the Hood. That's it. What's another one? Tales from the Hood. I'm trying to remember. Anyways, I'm sure some of them are going to come up in the chat. Rocky Horror Picture Show. Good guess.
That would be fun.
That would be a lot of fun. That would be a lot of fun. You know what would also be a lot of fun? Little Shop of Horrors.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a lot of fun. It's not it. That would be a lot of fun to do. Rick Moranis. You know who else is in there? What's his name? Not Leslie Nielsen. From The Jerk.
That kid?
No. He played the dentist in. Why can't I remember his name now? Little Shop of Horrors dentist.
Steve Martin.
Steve Martin.
Yeah.
He was fantastic in that movie. So evil. Yeah, that's it. Also, go watch Little Shop of Horrors. If you've never seen it, go watch it. Fantastic movie. Very, very funny, very entertaining. Mike Knight, Steve Martin, you got it. Feed Me Seymour. Feed Me Seymour. That was such a good movie. Rocky Horror Picture Show gets a lot of credit for being like the musical, Halloween movie. Little Shop of Horrors needs more love because the music in that movie is tremendous and definitely a very, very just as fun a movie. Christian Cox, Sleepaway Camp, great movie. Don't know how I would make jeans for that. Here's a good one. Have you ever watched Sleepaway Camp Part 2 or 3? Because there are multiple, and I think there's a 4, which was made more recently, which I haven't watched yet. But yeah. JJ Jones, Simpsons horror specials. That would be a good idea.
And like a jean?
Yeah, if we were to do like a Simpsons collab, it would be fun to do it for a Halloween and do it based on the Halloween specials.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a lot of fun. That'd be cool. That's a good idea. All right, let's show off the next one.
All right, so this is the next week's release.
Next week's release. So this coming Friday, September the 30th. Yeah, end of September is already, but we're going to end it off with a bang. And this is the Hiba Scratch-n-Sniff denim. Oh, do you have some Hiba? Oh, we have the Pocket Flasher.
Yeah.
So this is the new Scratch-n-Sniff that's coming out. We haven't done a Scratch-n-Sniff denim in quite a long time. So it's back, and it's now with this Japanese cypress tree scent. It is such a warm and calming scent. Fantastic. If you like, I don't know, in Japan, I like. There's just so many like high-end products with this scent now, and it's everywhere. And I use it in my home spray. I use it for so many things, and making it in jeans I think is a lot of fun.
It's such a grown-up version
yeah.
of Scratch-n-Sniff.
Yeah.
It's like the idea is the same. I mean, obviously it's the same, like way, but it's like, when you just smell it, it's just like so subtle and nice.
But correct me if I'm wrong. The previous editions of Scratch-n-Sniff, I don't think were Selvedge. This is a Selvedge denim. I'm like 90% sure of that.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the mint?
Yeah, I'm
strawberry, raspberry.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Now somebody might have to correct me. Wired magazine wrote about our Scratch-n-Sniff denim. Yes, Scratch-n-Sniff jeans finally exist. Wired. All right.
Let's see the pictures.
Canadian company. Business Insider. Wow, a lot of people wrote about this. Maybe we should send out a press release. They're back. I cannot find a salvage cup shot. Here we go. Oh, we did these ones, the Evergreen. That was a special collaboration, but yeah, I'm maybe there's been some with and without. I'm gonna have to double check before we make that video. But
okay.
The mint were definitely not. Mine were not. Christian Cox writes. Okay, well there you go. I think it might have been a mix. Christian writes, I had the mint Scratch-n-Sniff from 2014. Yeah, very, very good.
That's the last time we put Scratch-n-Sniff in the collection.
Right. So it's been a long time. So now is your opportunity to experience Scratch-n-Sniff jeans for the first time if you never experienced it before, with the beautiful Japanese Hiba cypress plant tree scent. You will enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's a very adult, sophisticated smell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the jean itself, it's, very classic stuff. Indigo white weft. It's contrast stitching, but it's very like, like a toned down.
Yeah.
It's very grown up jean.
Very, very, you can wear this every day. It's not like loud and in your face. And then it's got this like fun little party trick that you can show off to all your friends.
All right. That was our video.
Yeah. So yeah, anyways, we'll do that. We'll do that exact bit, but a little bit longer in the next one. So actually, that video will probably come out like Tuesday or Wednesday next week. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so you stay up to date with all of the latest Naked Famous Denim release information. And this one is the one that everyone has been asking for, and the lighting is a little bit tricky in the room right now.
No, I think it looks good now.
Here. Okay, this is the new Japan Heritage Kasuri, and on the outside you can see that there was a little bit of that color coming through the fabric, and on the inside that's where you see all of the magic happening. That beautiful colored weft, and this is all a colored weft using a single strand of yarn, not multiple yarns or a grandrel yarn to achieve this color. It is a single yarn. Hard to see, but oh man, every time I show this off, I tangle it, and it's getting a little too tangled this time. But you can see that it is a bunch of different rainbow colors, all on a single strand of yarn, and that's what makes up this beautiful, beautiful weft color. So you can see
it's just like soft rainbow. It's not like too vivid. It's just kind of and it's very visible, but it's not.
You can see from the outside, it's slightly visible if you're close. But when you flip up the cup, that's when you can really see it. So that's the new Japan Heritage Kasuri. Hopefully an October release.
Yeah, maybe towards the end of October.
Yeah, so we're gonna do this in batches. So if you miss the first release, you'll have a second opportunity, and if you miss that, then it's gone. It's over, sold out. But this is perhaps the #1 most sought after jean this season. Like, every day we get emails about it. New York is telling me that people are coming in every day asking for it. It's gonna be a popular one. Oh yeah, there's a pocket flasher.
That's what you look for in a store.
Let's check that out. So there you have it. So it'll look like that when you see it in the store. Japan Heritage Kasuri coming very, very soon, hopefully. And Stay tuned. Stay tuned. All right. So let's do snack time.
All right.
We've got we've got a very exciting set of snacks today. One drink and one potato chips, which should be the chips. Let's do the fake. Well, I'm gonna give it away, but the fake Pringles. We'll do both.
We're saving it for Halloween.
Oh well, I just let that cat out of the bag. We'll do both. We could do both. A little bit of both.
Fine. This is...
I ruined it.
You
Now we gotta find
ruined
something
it.
else for Halloween.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
I'm excited about this. This is a Fanta Mystery Blue. So it's a mystery flavor, but it did say like it's a fruit. Like it's like, what fruit is this? Is the question. So it's not gonna be disgusting. It's gonna be fruity. It just we don't know which
Yeah.
fruit.
hopefully fruity and delicious. So yeah, I do like a good mystery product. And interestingly enough, the hashtag on the product says, "What the Fanta?" So WTF. I don't know if they knew what that stood for, but anyhow, we'll find out.
I'm sure they do.
There's a lot of like grayed out mystery fruit on the packaging, so we don't know what is in store for us here.
Yeah, and there's an answer. I think there's a QR code.
Oh.
So we can scan that after.
You guys-
to, yes.
Or you can
Oh,
scan it on your screen right now to find out before we know. So there you have it. Okay, and so that's thing number one to try.
Mhm.
And then number two, we found these fake ass Pringles next to the Pringles at the store. So
this one is a ghost pepper flavor, and it looks like it's a black chip.
yeah.
So I wanted to save it for Halloween.
So
But
it certainly looks like a Pringle. Let's see how closely accurate that photo is to how they look. Sometimes when you see those fake Pringles, they just don't look the same. Scoville heat units for peppers. Ghost peppers over 1 million. Is this gonna knock our socks off? We're gonna find out in just a moment. Okay, let's open these up. Cholesterol free, it says, and they're halal. The packaging is already questionable. Just ripping off the top made this kind of fall apart.
to be fair, this was like 68 cents, which is like 40 American cents.
Okay, these are from Malaysia, it seems, manufactured by some Malaysian company. But for the Japanese market, Malaysian, I think they know their heat.
Yeah.
They know their heat.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm sure it's gonna be. But we have a mystery Fanta too.
I'm already shocked with the fact that it actually looks like a decent, like,
It's a black chip.
if somebody were to tell me this is a Pringle, I would be convinced that this is a Pringle. It came out Pringle shaped properly. They're not cracked and busted up, although this one's a little cracked. But
This one's like bent. Weird.
But you know, staying in the package in the right size, not so Pringly. Anyways,
All right.
smells like a Pringle.
Good. Yeah.
Smells like a chip. Heat right away. These are hot.
It tastes like paper. Paper with spices.
These are legit hot. Like my mouth is hot.
Yeah, it's pretty hot.
Like I'm not dying. I might look a little red, but like my mouth is all hot.
Really? Maybe you got the like more powder. I'm not so feeling it, and like it's spicy, but
No, my whole mouth is hot.
interesting.
I'm not dying, but this is hotter than your average spicy chip.
This would wreck a kid.
This would wreck a kid. This would not be. This would definitely not be for a child, and it definitely would hurt. If you can't handle your spice, this would hurt you.
Yeah. The last bite kind of get me. It's not. Yeah. It is spicy. Maybe the powder distribution might not be the.
They're
I like
all right.
it. I like it. It doesn't like the taste is not. You know, some like very spicy things are disgusting because
Yeah.
that's all it does. It's not bad. I don't hate the taste.
Yeah. You know what?
It tastes like, you know what? Why this is black? Because it's got like a
Charcoal?
charcoal powder.
Uh-huh.
Probably this is. It does taste like, it does have that taste. Where, you know, when I say like it tastes like paper, it's kind of like that. Like, it does have this charcoal taste. I think. I don't mind
Well, it's good. They're not bad. These were like 70 cents.
it. No, 70 yen.
70 yen, which American right now is like 40 cents.
40 cents.
So, you know, Japan is opening in a few weeks for non-visa holders. So you're going to be able to come here. You might find these. And if you do, give them a try. I'm going to... This is going in the recommend pile.
Yeah,
It's
I
going in the
haven't seen
recommend
that
pile.
anywhere.
Right. It might be hard to find. But
All right.
if you see these, potato crisps, ghost pepper, with this kind of odd, janky looking logo and stuff, thumbs up.
All right, now it's time to try the mystery Fanta.
Mystery Fanta. Let's wash that. Ooh. Smoking.
It smells like
Can't see the. There you go.
smells like a
Smells like candy from far.
candy. Yeah.
Wow, from far it smells like candy. Like the scent odor of this is strong. I have no idea what that is.
Well, our tongue is compromised though. With the spice a little.
I have no clue. It tastes like candy. Doesn't taste like bubble gum. Maybe apple?
Apple?
I think it's apple. Oh, I just saw the label. Dough. Is that mystery? That mystery Fanta is here in the States as well, and it probably tastes like cotton candy. Oh, Windex flavor. You know, the problem with cleansers in general is that they do look like juice.
Apple?
I think it's apple.
Wow, this is difficult. When you look at blue, like...
Nobody knows what blue's supposed to taste like. I think it's apple.
Okay, let's
Reese's gonna check out the QR code and see if we can end the mystery.
What is my guess though? I can't think
Or
of
grape.
anything.
It's either apple or grape. It's so sweet. It's like a very sweet apple, like a.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with grape.
Yeah, I think.
But it's just so unsure.
Apple or grape. I'm like those seem like wildly different flavors, but you're trying to guess.
Yeah, it's very difficult. All right, I'm gonna
Very
go
tough.
for it.
What would you say is the best fit for a stocky, shorter guy? Weird guy.
Yeah, or easy guy.
Weird guy or easy guy?
Easy guy has a very aggressive taper, so even if you cut off like a bunch
Right.
at the bottom, it's still gonna look tapered.
Yeah, it'll still be tapered. It won't be as skinny at the ankle, but it'll open up nicely. And yeah, you can try either way. If I would go with if you need the room for the easy guy, go with the easy guy. If you don't need the room in the legs, then go with the weird guy.
So
Wow.
this is this QR code. It went to this like website, and it says that like you could win a prize for like guessing. But look how many options there are.
Oh my goodness! And it doesn't tell you. Okay.
I can get a hint. Let's get a hint.
Let's get a hint.
Oh, it's not one fruit.
Oh.
It's multiple fruits.
How are you gonna guess that?
Fanta grape and Fanta orange has the hint for this
All right.
taste.
Well,
is that a mix of Fanta grape and Fanta orange?
No, it's grape and apple. It's grape and apple. Elderflower and lemon.
Look at some of these like options that they give you.
Yeah. What's the...
You could try different ones, but like it says guava, it's dragon fruit, like
Dragon fruit doesn't have a taste.
yeah. Chestnut, definitely not.
Not chestnut.
Starfruit also has like doesn't
Yeah.
taste Yeah, and it's just
Yeah.
like some of these obscure tastes, like durian.
No, it's not durian. That would be a crime against nature.
But there's also like, I mean, there's
It's very candy tasting. But I think it's grape. If it's multiple, then I think it's grape and apple. Grapple.
perhaps it has the strawberry taste too, a little bit of strawberry,
maybe, yeah. When you mention it,
and it's like they have melon and they have red melon. It's not watermelon, but it's like
there's too many options. No
yeah,
one's
like
gonna get
nobody
this.
can tell.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
so
there you have it. And what does it say? Are they going to give it tell us in 2023 what the answer is? Oh, that's when the contest closes.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we could like probably
We could submit a guess and then
Yeah.
hopefully eventually
up
they'll
to
tell us.
7 guesses.
So there you have it, everybody. When you come to Japan, this should still be on the shelves.
This is way more complicated. I was hoping that
Yeah.
they would tell me what
and,
it is.
And if you have this in the States, give it a try. And if you've tried it, let us know in the comments what you think it is. I think it's an apple grape or maybe a grape strawberry. Now you mentioned the
But what
strawberry.
ki-
I
what
kind
kind
of
of
taste
grape,
the
though?
strawberry.
What kind of grape though?
Like a purple grape.
Okay.
Purple grape. Kiwi fruit and persimmon with black currant. Elderflower and lemon was last year's answer, I think. Oh, interesting. Oh, they do this every year? Is that a thing? It's kind of a neat little game.
Yeah.
Haha, Rice W5, that's how coffee fans describe every coffee. Oh, I can only imagine. Coffee and...
I'm not good at taste,
Yeah.
like naming a
Yeah.
taste.
There are people who are good at
Yeah,
it. I've met them. But, anyway, I guess we'll leave it at that, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another Naked Famous Denim live stream. I hope we give you, some fun hangout time here on Friday evening. We got to talk about denim. We got to talk about TV and history of Family Matters. I don't know. It was just a random fun chat today.
Yeah.
If there's anything you want to know about for next week, leave it in the comment section below. I read all the comments. I try to answer everything. And if you want to see something next week, let me know, and that way I can have it prepared for the next stream. Have a good evening, everyone. Have a fun weekend. Stay safe out there if you're anywhere near typhoon land like we are. And we will see you guys next time. All right. Bye, guys.
Thanks, guys.